The other day, I was scrolling through YouTube looking for videos on sources of passive income, and I saw so many videos of people claiming that they knew how to make thousands of dollars in passive income. So of course I watched them. But when I was watching them, I couldn't help but think to myself, am I just a pawn in these people's quest to make passive income? Ladies and gentlemen, I was getting played, all for a quick like and the thought of a shot at the big time. So I wanted to make a video on realistic passive income sources that you can use in your life. And none of these are get-rich-quick schemes. All of them are going to be really small steps that are going to lead you to something bigger. Because if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, and if there's one message of my channel, it's that don't underestimate the power of one single dollar. Because my life has been a series of thousands of $1 decisions. And all these decisions have added up to huge things, but they're never just one single step, never one single decision. They're just a bunch of small decisions that lead to something bigger. So don't underestimate the power of one single dollar. And so let's be real, and here are 7 realistic passive income source ideas. So let's begin. All right, so the first passive income source is index investing. And an index fund is basically a group of stocks that tracks a market index, like the S&P 500. And the beauty of this type of investing is you don't really need to know what you're doing to do it. All you have to do is just put your money in it and forget about it. Because historically, the market goes up 10% a year. Some years it does worse and might go negative, and other years it might do better. But on average, it's going to be 10% a year. And of course, this isn't financial advice, and do your own research before investing in anything, but the stock market, and specifically index fund investing, is a great way to grow your wealth over time, because all you have to do is just put your money into it and forget about it. And so the second passive income source idea is credit card hacking. And credit card hacking is maximizing the value you can get from a credit card's rewards and benefits. Now, credit cards can be dangerous. I mean, the average American has over $5,000 in credit card debt. So if you don't have the self-control and you don't have the money to pay it off at the end of the month, then obviously don't get yourself a credit card. But if you do have the control and you can pay it off every single month, then credit card hacking is an amazing way of passive income. And one of the most simplest forms of credit card hacking is just through cashback rewards. And most credit card companies will offer some cash back every single time you make a purchase with the card. And it's usually between 1% and 5%. On average, you can expect 2%. But this is a very easy source of passive income, because all you have to do is just use your credit card for every single purchase and pay it off at the end of the month. And this can add up to hundreds of dollars every single year just because you're using your credit card over your debit card. And this third source of passive income is through grocery store hacking. In grocery store hacking is using the grocery store system to save a lot of money. And this is the idea that a penny saved is a penny earned, because if you're able to be very strategic on how you grocery shop, you can save a lot of money. And when you save money, that's the same thing as earning money, which I believe counts as passive income. And so there's 2 approaches that I want to talk about. And the first one is with the grocery store apps. Now, all major grocery stores in the United States have an app. And if you download the app to your local grocery store, you can find some incredible deals. Sometimes you can find $20 off, $50 off, or bonus points to use for gas. And all you have to do is just spend 5 minutes before you go to the grocery store to see if there's any deals. But remember, just because something's on sale or somebody's called a deal, it doesn't mean that it's actually a deal and you're saving money. Sometimes these are just marketing strategies. So know the difference between that and an actual sale. And the other way of grocery store hacking is by buying generic food. Now, whenever you go to the grocery store, you have the option of whether you want to get the name brand item or the generic brand. And when you look at the ingredients on these 2 things, they're often almost always the same. Sometimes it's different, but most of the time it's the same. And the generic brand is 20% cheaper than the name brand stuff. All you're paying for is the packaging. And let me tell you something, you don't eat the packaging. So whenever you go to the grocery store, be more conscious of getting the generic stuff over the name brand stuff, because that can save you 20%. And a penny saved is a penny earned, and I think that counts as passive income. And the next passive income source is called car hacking. Now, you might be looking at me and thinking, Austin, are you telling me that I should start stealing cars? No, you shouldn't do that. That's a really bad idea. Car hacking is when you strategically use your car to save money. And this is the same idea of a penny saved is a penny earned, because When you're saving money, you're not spending it. It's pretty much the same thing as making money, which is passive income. And so there's two main approaches to car hacking. And the first one is with using the Gas Buddy app. And Gas Buddy is basically just an app you download on your phone, and it can tell you the cheapest gas in your area. And sometimes this can be 40 or 50 cents cheaper if you just drive a couple miles down the street. And if you do that in every single fill up, you can save hundreds of dollars a year, and that's like hundreds of dollars a year of passive income. And the second way is through strategic driving. And strategic driving is just being strategic of how you use your gas. Like maybe going once to the grocery store a week instead of 4 times, and that could save you a gallon of gas, which is saving you $5 a week. And if you do that the whole year, that can save you hundreds of dollars of passive income. And so the next passive income idea is called bill hacking. Now, bill hacking has nothing to do with killing anybody named Bill. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. Bill hacking is strategically paying you bills to save you a lot of money. There's a saying that I made up that goes, it's much cheaper to be rich than it is to be poor. And this is so true because when you're rich and you have the money, you can pay everything up front, and companies really prefer when you do this. And you can save a lot of money because you're going to avoid installment fees and interest. So for example, every time I pay my car insurance, I have the option to pay 6 months ahead of time or pay 1 month at a time. And when I do 6 months, I don't have to pay any installment fees. But when I have to pay 1 month at a time, that's $5 installment fees for every single month, which can add up to a lot of money over the years. And another way is through my cell phone company. I go with Mint Mobile, which costs me $15 a month. I mean, the average American probably spends at least $50 a month on their cell phone bill. But if you go with Mint Mobile and you just pay all the money up front, you can save a lot of money throughout the year. And if you do this with every single bill that comes in your life, you can save a lot of money, which in my opinion counts as passive income, because when you don't spend money, you're kind of making it. And the next source of passive income is called prep hacking. Now try to say that 3 times fast. Prep hacking, prep hacking, prep hacking. Very difficult. But prep hacking is not difficult. Prep hacking is just basically being prepared whenever you leave your house. Now I hate to sound like a broken record, but a penny saved is a penny earned. If you can save $15, that's like an hour's worth of labor for some people, and that's huge. So passive income, it's not in the traditional way, but it's sort of the same thing. So prep hacking, you're just being prepared every single time you leave the house. Eventually, if you go outside for a long time, you might be thirsty, you might be hungry. And if you're not prepared, you're going to have to pay these huge convenience charges at gas stations or at different places. So just be prepared when you leave your house, because you can save a lot of money when you're prepared and not paying for these ridiculous convenience charges. And the final source of passive income is don't spend your money on stupid shit. Consumerism is a disease that has struck our society extremely hard. I mean, look at how people spend their money nowadays. Hundreds of dollars a year for their doorbell. Thousands of dollars for a bike that goes nowhere. I mean, it sounds like a joke when I say it like that, but that's our reality. It's absurd. People are just throwing their money away. And you can save thousands of dollars a year if you stop trying to get these dopamine fixes by buying things. And that's passive income to me, because a penny saved is a penny earned. You know, as you could tell from this video, this wasn't the traditional passive income video where I just talk about how much I make on a YouTube channel and how much money I make selling courses. And I just don't think that's helpful. But if you do, there's tons of videos out there like that. But I wanted to approach it this way because we live in a society where somebody making $100,000 a year is one paycheck away from being homeless. I mean, it's absurd that someone making that much money is almost homeless. But it's our reality, and we think that making more money is the answer to our bad habits, but that's not the answer. The answer is to spend less. And when you spend less, you can save more. And when you have more money, you're less stressed and more creative. And when you're less stressed and more creative, you can focus on those ideas that are going to lead you to bigger forms of passive income. But like I said in the beginning of this video, baby steps. You're not going to be making $27,000 a month after watching a YouTube video. That's just absurd to think that way. Anything that you do worthwhile is going to be thousands of single steps. Money doesn't just fall out of the sky. 99% of the time, you're going to have to work for it. Even if it's technically passive, you're going to be having to work for it. But for the money that does come in your life, you can control where it goes. If you want to spend it on stupid shit and just throw it all in the garbage can, you can do that. But if you want it to be strategic and use a credit card instead of a debit card to get cash back, or plan out your grocery trips a little bit better, or pay all your bills in advance, you can save a lot of money. And saving is the easiest and best source of passive income.